Hey everyone, welcome back. You know how much we love digging into companies that are all about making work-life flow smoother, right?
Absolutely. Efficiency is key.
Couldn't agree more. So, get this. We're diving into Square AB today. They're a Swedish company, and let me tell you, their whole vibe just screams organized and efficient.
Oh, I've heard of them. They're all about those custom digital solutions, right?
Yeah, like they get it. And their tagline, we create time for what is important.
I mean, who doesn't want more time for the important stuff?
Exactly. So let's unpack that a bit. What's the Square approach all about?
Well, at their core, they build custom systems for businesses, but they also have this premium line with pre-built applications.
Interesting. So options for everyone.
Right. But their philosophy, it really shines through. They believe that for organizations to really thrive, especially nowadays with things changing so fast,
Tell me about it.
right, they need IT systems that can adapt.
Makes total sense.
Yeah, and they even say, straight up on their website, Många IT-system är idag utformade med för lite flexibilitet. Basically, many systems today are just not flexible enough.
Ouch. Yeah, it's not enough to just have systems. It's got to be the right systems.
hmm
So how does Square Moon tackle that whole flexibility thing?
Well, they're all about customization. They work with a platform called FileMaker. Imagine it like a really powerful digital Lego set for building business applications.
Okay, so they're not just throwing code at a wall and seeing what sticks.
Exactly. FileMaker, it's known for being powerful but still user-friendly, and they handle everything from consulting on how to use it to integrating it with other systems, web development, the whole nine yards.
Music to my ears. Now, I did see something about a premium ERP and business system and a premium mobile inspector. What are those all about?
Ah, yes. Those are part of their premium line, so pre-built but still customizable. The ERP system, it's designed to handle all those core business functions like accounting, inventory, sales.
Right, the essentials.
Exactly. And it's designed with user-friendliness in mind.
So it's like a head start you don't have to build from scratch.
Exactly. And then there's the premium mobile inspector. This one's pretty cool. Say goodbye to mountains of paper forms.
Wait, seriously, so, like, if I'm a construction manager, this could actually help me get rid of all that paperwork.
You got it. Streamlines the whole inspection process. And it's not just about going digital, it's the accuracy, the faster turnaround times. No more deciphering bad handwriting.
That's a dream come true. That's what I call creating time for what's important. But I'm guessing it's not just about the software itself, right?
You're right. Square Moon, they really emphasize collaboration and long-term support. They're not just handing you a product and running for the hills.
So they're like that friend who helps you move and actually sticks around to help unpack.
Exactly. They're invested in their client's success. They work closely throughout the entire development process, making sure everything's just right.
That's huge, especially for businesses that maybe don't have a giant IT department. It's like having a tech expert on speed dial who's like actually invested in your success.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, have you seen the projects section on their website?
Yeah, it's like they're protecting their secret recipe or something.
Right. No specifics, probably for client confidentiality, but it does make you wonder what kind of cool stuff they've worked on.
Ooh, I love a little mystery. I also noticed they have offices all over Sweden, Gothenburg, Malmö, Stockholm.
Yeah, they've definitely got that nationwide presence going on.
So to recap, Square Moon is all about those custom digital solutions, making things user-friendly, and they seem to have a pretty impressive track record, even if they're keeping some of it under wraps. What else can you tell us about their approach?
Well, they're big on something called rapid application development, or RD. Think of it like instead of trying to build an entire skyscraper all at once.
Which, by the way, sounds terrifying.
Right, they break it down into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Ah, so it's like measure twice, cut once, but in software development form.
Exactly. They're constantly checking in, getting feedback, making adjustments. It allows them to be super flexible and responsive.
And probably saves everyone a lot of headaches in the long run.
Definitely. And the best part is clients get to see results much faster.
Okay, so it's about speed, but not at the expense of quality.
Exactly. Agility and careful planning all rolled into one.
Okay, this is already blowing my mind. But we could probably take a quick pause here, let everyone catch their breath. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And we're back. Okay, so we've talked about how Square Moon AB builds its digital solutions, but I'm curious, what kind of impact is this actually having in the real world? Well, I actually came across a few articles about how Square Moon has helped businesses transform their processes. There's this one case study. It's about a manufacturing company. They were struggling with this really outdated inventory management system.
Oh, I feel their pain.
Yeah.
Spreadsheets and me, not exactly best friends.
Right. So this company, they were drowning in paperwork, constant errors, delays, the whole 9 yards. Square Moon comes in, uses FileMaker, and builds them a custom solution that streamlines everything.
Okay, but what does streamlined actually look like? Did they see actual results?
Oh, yeah. The article mentioned they reduced inventory errors by 15% and cut down order processing time by a whole week.
Wow, that's huge. Someone's probably popping champagne after that. See, this is what gets me excited. It's not just about making tech look pretty. It's about solving real problems, making a difference.
Exactly. And it circles right back to their whole creating time for what's important thing. By making those processes more efficient, businesses can focus on what matters. Developing products, taking care of customers, even just having a life outside of work.
Speaking of creating time, let's talk more about their premium mobile inspector tool. I'm still hung up on ditching all that paper.
Right. It's a game changer. Think about it. Traditional inspections, all those forms, they get lost, damaged, handwriting you can't read. It's a nightmare for productivity.
And just a recipe for frustration. Where's that form? Did someone spill their coffee again?
Exactly. But with a mobile solution, everything's captured, organized, in real time. You can even integrate GPS data, photos, the whole shebang.
Okay, so it's not just convenience, it's accuracy. Having all that information accessible, no more playing detective with crumpled up papers.
Exactly. And imagine the possibilities for data analysis. You have all that data at your fingertips, ready to be used to make things even better.
Okay, I'm sold. No more paper forms for me. But seriously, this tool could be huge for so many industries. Construction, healthcare, food service, anywhere, inspections are crucial.
Absolutely. It's a perfect example of how technology can transform even those really traditional processes. More efficient, more accurate, less stressful for everyone.
Less time on tedious tasks, more time for what matters. Sounds like a win-win to me. But, we've talked a lot about what Square Moon does, the tech they use, all that. I'm curious about the people behind it all. Their website mentions passionate developers and consultants. What's the vibe there?
It's easy to get caught up in the technical stuff, but yeah, it's the people that make it work. And from everything I've seen, the people at Square Moon are truly invested in helping their clients.
So it's not just about churning out code, it's about building those relationships, right? Working together to find the best solution.
Exactly. Partners, not just vendors. They're there for the long haul, helping businesses navigate this whole digital world that's always changing.
And that kind of partnership is invaluable. It's like having a trusted advisor by your side, someone who gets it.
Absolutely. And that trust is so important, especially now when technology changes so fast. You need someone who can keep up, but also understands your specific needs.
Couldn't agree more. Now, before we go too far, let's circle back to something you mentioned earlier, rapid application development, or RAE. Can we unpack that a bit more? Why is this approach such a big deal for them?
Sure. So think of traditional software development like building a whole skyscraper all at once.
Yeah, like a recipe for disaster.
Right. It's a massive undertaking. RAD takes a different approach, breaking it down.
So instead of one giant leap, it's more strategic, step by step.
Exactly. Smaller, more manageable phases, more flexibility, faster turnaround times, and the client is involved the whole way through.
It's like measure twice, cut once. But for building software, you're constantly checking, getting feedback, making tweaks. Sounds much more collaborative.
Exactly. And it fits perfectly with what we know about Square Moon, right? They're all about collaboration, client satisfaction. They're making sure they're building something that truly meets those needs. And RAD lets them do that in a way that's agile and responsive.
I'm starting to see why they're such big fans of this whole RAD thing.
Yeah.
But I gotta ask, is there a downside? It can't all be sunshine and rainbows, right?
Well, like any method, RAD has its pros and cons. It needs a lot of communication, collaboration, and that can be tricky if everyone's not on the same page.
So you can't just slap a label on it.
Yeah.
You need the right people and the right communication in place.
Exactly. Not a magic solution, but in the right hands, it's pretty powerful for delivering high-quality software and in a way that puts the client front and center.
Makes sense. As much as we're deep diving into Square Moon here, I keep thinking about the bigger picture. We've talked about streamlining, efficiency, creating time. These are things that every business deals with, right?
Oh, absolutely. Universal challenges, no matter your size or industry. I think what's interesting about Square Moon's approach is that it speaks to this bigger shift in how we think about technology at work.
So it's not about replacing humans with robots. It's about, empowering people, creating a better work experience.
Exactly. And I think that resonates with people, especially now when work-life balance is so important. People want to work smarter, not harder. And Square Moon seems to get that, focusing on creating time for what truly matters.
Well said. Finding that balance between technology and our own humanity. But before we go too deep down that rabbit hole, we should probably take a quick break. Come back for one final thought that'll hopefully leave you inspired and ready to tackle those to-do lists with, hopefully, a bit more energy. Stay tuned. And we're back. It's funny how we started with this Swedish company and now we're talking about the meaning of work and life.
It all connects, right? Technology, it's woven into everything these days.
So true. Okay, before we wrap this deep dive up, you promised us a final thought, something to really get our listeners thinking.
Well, we've talked a lot about how Square Moon helps businesses find more time for what's important, making things more efficient, all that. But here's a thought. What could you achieve if you had more time for what matters to you personally?
Ooh, okay, now you're talking. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind, deadlines, errands, that never-ending to-do list.
Exactly. So as you're thinking about Square Moon and their whole approach, maybe ask yourself, are there things in your own life, tasks, whatever, that you could automate or simplify?
Like maybe I should finally break down and try that grocery delivery service everyone's talking about.
Exactly. Or using a task management app. Anything to wrangle those to-do lists.
Okay, I see what you mean. It's about being intentional with our time, finding those little hacks that free us up to focus on, well, the things that actually matter. Joy, purpose, maybe even a little relaxation.
Exactly. It's not just about businesses being more efficient. It's about all of us creating a more fulfilling life, finding that balance. And hey, maybe exploring those customizable solutions is a step in the right direction.
I love that. Sometimes all it takes is a new perspective. Well, on that note, we'll leave you to it. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Square Moon AB. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep making time for what truly matters.